Hello everybody and welcome to another YouTube video. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my 15 favorite software engineering / programming YouTube channels. Now I want to be really clear here before I show you any of these channels that if I do not show a specific channel or I don't mention it, that doesn't mean that I don't like it. It doesn't mean that I hate the creator or whoever owns the channel or anything like that. It just means that it's not one of my favorite channels. And I think I'm, entitled to my bias of the channels that I enjoy. And there's a lot of really massive software engineering channels that you guys probably love and that I just don't watch that much and just didn't want to mention in this video because they also have a ton of subscribers, way more than me, and they don't need a shout out from me. They're doing just fine. So anyways, I want to be really clear here. I'm not trying to throw shade on any creators or any channels or something by not showing them here. These are just the ones that I think are the most educational in nature and provide the most value to their viewers, and so that's what I'm going to be showing here. So anyways, with that said, let's dive in after a quick word from our sponsor. Now, before we dive in, I need to thank Intel and Asus for sponsoring this video and having me talk to you about the Asus ROG Zephyrus Duo 15. Now, this is a dual screen laptop and probably one of the coolest and most unique laptops I've ever seen. You can see here it has two screens. It has a primary 14-inch display and has a secondary touchscreen display. Now this thing is amazing. It's powered by the 10th gen Intel Core i9. It has an RTX 2080 Super, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 2 terabytes of NVMe storage, and then of course these two beautiful displays. Now whether you're a gamer, whether you're someone like me who just wants a portable workstation capable of handling any of the tasks you might throw at it, this thing is what you need. Now personally, I've been using this laptop mainly for video editing and content creation related tasks, but I've also done a little bit of light gaming on it and really just experienced the power that this thing has. Intel and Asus actually met with gamers and asked them what they wanted in a gaming laptop. This resulted in the unique design of this secondary screen. So if you are looking for a laptop that can accomplish or handle pretty much anything you can throw at it and you can feel confident with when you're going on the road or need to, perform some high-end tasks and you don't have a desktop with you, then this is definitely the one to look at. Again, the Asus ROG Zephyrus Duo 15. There will be a link in the description. And again, a big thank you to Asus and Intel for sending this over to me for free and sponsoring this video. All right, so let's dive into the channels. I'm going to put all of the links in the description, and I have them ordered from least amount of subscribers to most amount of subscribers. And just to be really clear, I'm only showing channels here that are active on YouTube. So if they haven't posted in a few months or they post like really infrequently, I just didn't put them on this list. And I'm also really kind of prioritizing showing you channels that have a lot of value, that are more educational, that are kind of teaching you something that you can learn something from. So if there's any channels that are like super vloggy or just like, talking to the camera and making jokes kind of things, those are great. I'm sure those are wonderful channels to watch, but I'm not really showing those in this video. Anyways, first channel I have to show you here is, if I can move to the next tab, Kimberly Brem. Now, this is not really like a programming or like tech YouTube channel. This is actually just math. And the reason I'm showing you this is because without this woman right here, I would not have passed my discrete mathematics class, my discrete structures class, and my calculus classes. She just has videos on literally every single possible like math lesson that you would need, and they're explained extremely well. They're really short too. I mean, these ones look long, but a lot of the ones that I watch are like 10, 15 minutes long, and she just has so many amazing videos. If I go to playlists here, you can see there's like Excel and statistics, calculus 2, discrete math, right? Discrete math, new unit, discrete math, and she's still posting, and she's been doing this for like years and only has 16 or 17,000 subscribers. So show her some love, and seriously, this will help you out if you're in computer science or software engineering. So I just wanted to show it to you because I owe this person a big thank you, and a shout out is the least that I could do. Anyways, let's move on to the next channel. Again, this will be linked in the description. The next channel I have here is Programming with Eric. Now, Eric is someone that I actually did a podcast with before. Really great guy. I believe he is a software engineer, or used to be a software engineer. At least I don't know if he works there full time or not. And he has an awesome YouTube channel where he talks a ton about web development. So I know he uses Vue. He uses what's the other one? Angular, HTML, CSS, and a ton of stuff that I don't show on my channel and that you could definitely learn from him. So a bunch of great stuff. He has getting a job as a web developer advice, Visual Studio Code, and just so much web development and a ton of awesome stuff on this channel. So that is Programming with Eric. Now, the next channel that I have here is Florin Pop. Now, Florin is someone that I met probably about a year ago. I was in some group with like a bunch of tech YouTubers and got to meet a ton of them, which was awesome. And this guy just works super hard. He's a pretty young guy too. I think he's like 25 or 26. He does a ton of live coding, which I know you guys really enjoy, and just so much web development as well. I think this 10 JavaScript projects in under 10 hours, right? Like stuff like that. He's all over the Free Code Camp YouTube channel, and just has a ton of valuable content. I wanted to give him a shout out and mention him to you guys because I think you can learn a lot from his channel, and he has a lot of like entertaining content too, where you can watch this guy just go, practice JavaScript projects or tests or whatever they are. All right, so the next channel I have here is Nick White. Now, Nick White is actually one of my coworkers at Algo Expert. He is also an algorithms instructor, and recently he's kind of turned his channel more into like comedy videos and like programming satire and whatnot, but he also has a ton of videos on algorithms and data structures and just really good explanations on how to solve coding interview problems. For example, you can see he has Facebook coding interview, he has an Amazon coding interview question, Google coding interview question, so on and so forth. A ton of just like algorithm style videos. He's really good at them, and you can see here he has just look how many leak code videos he has on here. So anyways, there you go. That's Nick White. All right, and the next channel I have for us here is Ben Awad. Now, to be honest, this guy is just hilarious. His sarcasm is just super funny to listen to, but he also posts a lot of really educational videos. He has a ton of programming tutorials, and he's been on YouTube for a really long time. I remember scrolling through his channel a while ago and seeing just how many tutorials he has. I think he has like over 1,000 videos on here. But this guy does a ton of web development related stuff. He just has some interesting, coding project videos. For example, he made this VS Code Clubhouse thing. He made VS Code stories, and just a lot of like entertaining, but also super informative and really interesting tech and programming content. So that's why I wanted to mention him on here. So the next channel I have to show you here is Clement Mihalescu. Now, I'm almost certain that I butchered the pronunciation of that name, so someone can correct me in the comments, but Clement is actually my boss. I work with him at Algo Expert, and he has an awesome YouTube channel where he talks about software engineering and entrepreneurship. So this channel is pretty unique compared to a lot of the other kind of like, tech vlog-y channels out there. There's a lot of advice and tips in most of his videos. I find a lot of value from watching his videos. And there's also a ton of videos talking about how you can take your kind of programming skills and apply that into generating income or starting a business or what it's like to be, the CEO of a company and stuff like that. So anyways, that is Clement's channel. And now let's move on. All right, so the next channel I have here to show you is Engineer Man. Now, this channel has been around for a really long time. One of my inspirations to start YouTube, actually, watching some of the videos that this guy has made. And this dude is just like an expert at programming, expert at Linux, and a lot of his content is super advanced, super technical, even beyond some of the stuff that I know. And I just wanted to show it to you guys because it's really different than a lot of the other content out there on YouTube. For example, a lot of my videos are like introductory, like beginner tutorials. This guy does like deep dives into Linux, deep dives into Python, talks about really low level things. And I just wanted to show you this channel because it's super interesting and yeah, pretty unique on YouTube. Now, one of his favorite videos, or one of the videos of his that is my favorite, is obviously his most popular one, showing a Craigslist scammer who's boss using Python, creating a snake game with Python in under 5 minutes, and all that kind of stuff. So anyways, let's move on to the next channel. All right, so the next channel I have to show you here, I have a really difficult time pronouncing, so I'm going to apologize in advance because I'm going to butcher this. I think it's like Mayuku or something like that. Anyways, she is a software engineer. She does more of like lifestyle and like vlog type videos, but these are actually really interesting. A lot of the stuff she talks about is super relatable, and it's really geared towards like giving people advice, providing value to the audience. And yeah, that's why I like a lot of her content. So you can see, like, I realize that hustle culture isn't for me. It's okay to be unproductive. Best keyboards for programming 2021. And yeah, I just enjoy a lot of her content. She has stuff like a day in the life of software engineer, my computer science degree in 19 minutes, and definitely a channel worth following. So the next channel I have here is Web Dev Simplified. Now, I believe the guy that runs this, his name is Kyle. Really cool guy. I actually had the opportunity to meet him as well during this like YouTube meeting kind of thing that we had, but just all kinds of web development tutorials on here. As it says in his little banner, from no stack to full stack. Super digestible, super high quality, well edited, and just great videos. There's really not much more for me to say other than you should give this guy a follow, because if you want to learn web dev, this is a great place to do it. Now, the next channel here, I also have difficulty pronouncing, or I don't know if this pronunciation is correct. I believe it's Kale Halden. Again, that could be wrong. I'm not trying to offend anyone. Please let me know if that's incorrect. But this guy does a lot of tech videos that are really entertaining as well as informative, but I really appreciate the cinematography from this guy. When I watch this guy's videos, I'm like, how the heck do I make my camera look like that? Because he uses the same camera that I do, and I literally have no idea how he makes just like such beautifully visually appealing videos. But for example, he has, I practiced touch typing for 30 days. I tried living like The Rock for a week. I coded a trading bot and gave it $1,000 to trade. So less like technical tutorials, but there is a lot of information in these videos. For example, 5 projects every programmer should try. And I just really appreciate the quality of the video. It's honestly unmatched by a lot of the other software engineering channels, especially mine. So that's why I wanted to mention them here. I know a lot of people that follow my channel also really like this channel as well. And yeah, so give this guy some love. Kale, if you're watching and you want to do a collab, a bunch of people are asking me to do one with you. So, message me, or maybe I'll send you an email and we'll see if we can figure something out. All right, so the next channel I have here, honestly, I'm going to have to say is probably my favorite one. This is Sendex, and this is really the guy who got me into programming. As soon as I kind of learned the basics of HTML and web dev and I wanted to kind of move off into other languages, I found Python and I found Sendex, and this guy is really where I have to credit a lot of my knowledge from, because he just has so many videos, like over 1,000 videos on his channel, super easy to understand, does a ton of machine learning and AI stuff, and also just really a great dude. This guy reached out to me when I had maybe like 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and he was like, you're doing an awesome job, keep it up, like let me know if you ever want to talk. And honestly, just massive thank you to him. One of the biggest inspirations I've had to start my YouTube channel. And, subtle flex here, he has me on his featured channels list. And he did that back when I was at like 5 or 10,000 subscribers. So really just want to give him a huge thank you. Love his channel. And I hope he posts more videos, because he's been a little bit quiet recently, but he's got a lot of cool stuff that he does. All right, and now I'm moving on to the Coding Train. Now, this channel is another one that I watched a ton when I was younger, when I was like 14 or 15, not even to follow along with the kind of tutorials he does, but just to see the awesome stuff this guy codes out live. So I'm sure many of you know this channel. In fact, you probably all know this channel, but he does a ton of just live stream coding, has a ton of project videos, and he posts all the time too. Like, this guy has been doing this for years, nonstop, and just a ton of high quality content, really entertaining as well as informative. And yeah, massive shout out to him. And the next channel I have here is Traversy Media. Now, I believe Brad is the guy who runs this. I actually had the opportunity to talk to him a while ago, and he actually featured me on his channel. In fact, if you go here, you can see that there's a video from me. This is on my channel as well, but it's posted onto his Neural Networks and TensorFlow crash course. And right now, this channel has been turned into something where like all kinds of different developers and YouTubers and all that are posting videos on this channel. So it's not just going to be Brad teaching you web development and programming. You have all of these new creators or smaller creators coming on here. And yeah, definitely just a great place to go, especially if you're looking to find other YouTube channels like the ones that I'm mentioning here that maybe aren't as well known, but that have a ton of high quality content. So this channel is mostly just web development. There is some other programming stuff on here, and a lot of this is technical tutorials. Now there's also some advice videos, for example, 10 ways to make money as a developer, but definitely one of my favorite channels. And now let's move on to the next one. So the next channel I have here is the one that I started watching. This was the very first channel that I found when I was learning programming when I was about 12, 13 years old, and this is the New Boston. Now, I have to give this guy a massive credit as well for a lot of the stuff that I know and kind of even getting me into programming. If you guys don't know the story, I started to learn to program when I was about 11 or 12 when I was just finishing up elementary school, and this guy, the New Boston, I believe his name is Bucky, just had a ton of tutorials before doing YouTube tutorials was like a normal or cool thing on HTML, JavaScript, CSS, every other language you could even imagine. This guy has like 4,000 or 5,000 videos. Anything you want, you're gonna be able to find on this channel. And well, it's just an awesome channel. And recently it's kind of come back to life. He was MIA for probably about a year or so, 4 years. Oh yeah, more than 1 year. What am I saying? 4 years. And then all of a sudden he started posting some more stuff. So definitely a channel to check out. And yeah, big thank you to Bucky and to the New Boston, because honestly, without this channel, I don't think I would be sitting here today. And now the last channel I have to show you here doesn't really need an introduction. This is the largest tutorial channel on earth from what I know, and this is Free Code Camp. Now, Free Code Camp is just honestly a leader in the developer community. They have helped me grow my channel tremendously. They're helping a ton of other small creators. Quincy and Bo, who are the two guys that run this, really great guys. Again, I know them pretty well, and I've been able to work with them on a ton of different projects. And just, this is an amazing channel, has projects on literally everything, has courses on everything. If you can't find it on Free Code Camp, the chance you're going to find it anywhere else is pretty slim. They have thousands of videos, 3.17 million subscribers, and I don't think I need to talk much more about it. It just really is an awesome channel. So with that said, that's going to conclude my 15 favorite software engineering / programming channels. Now, if you're a content creator out there and I didn't mention your channel, please leave a comment down below, prove me wrong, tell me why you should have been on this list, and maybe I'll make a new video and update my favorite channels in the future. Again, please don't take it seriously, or please don't take any offense if I didn't mention a specific channel. These are just the ones that I think provide the most value to the audience, at least the ones that I watch, and my favorite channels. So if you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in another YouTube video.